You're watching Single Process with Joe and Bob, a video series where we bring you the experts on going from a we to a me. Our episode today is on saving your relationship with your ex.
I mean, I know that this is the right thing to do, but why? Why?
Because you're going to deal with them forever, and there is no point in making it contentious for the next God ever knows how long.
I guess. Well, there is a segment in this. There's a lot of good information. So we have a family lawyer named Sharon Defala with us, and we're going to talk about exactly why this helps everyone. Thank you for being with us.
My pleasure. How are you?
Yeah, so you probably saw from my earlier comment that I just feel like I deal with him almost more now than I did pre-divorce.
I'm sure you do, right? Because there's much more logistics. When you're living in the same house, things kind of flow, bad or good.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
But now that you're divorced, separated from each other, who's got the kids? Where is this being deposited? Whatever's going on.
Why do you care about this? Why is this a hot topic for an attorney to talk about?
Because during the divorce itself is when you're laying the groundwork for the rest of your relationship, as Joe just said.
So you mean like if I feel like I got totally screwed during my divorce, I'm going to be bitter and angry for...
You can't help it, right? The worse you feel about the divorce, the more that person's going to be a trigger every time their name or face shows up. Okay. So you want to keep it as calm for yourself and for your kids, if you have kids, as you can.
Okay, so give us some strategies
What does that
for
look like?
what to do to maintain civility.
Well, my first trick is always this. You know what service of process is. When the plaintiff gets papers signed and Marshall hands them to the
That starts every divorce process,
defendant.
right? Okay.
Yes, every lawsuit. So it feels like I just got served. I'm getting sued, right?
Right.
And don't surprise them. That's the first step, right?
Okay.
Make an appointment. I usually have people come to my office and meet the marshal there to get service. Now, both the plaintiff and the defendant feel like they're on equal playing field and that they have some ownership of it.
I like that.
I like it, even though one probably wants the divorce more than the other. Typically, probably it's not balanced, right?
Typically, that's true. The person who wants the divorce is probably more anxious to get it done, but by ambushing the person who doesn't want a divorce, you're just giving them more reason
Starting
that they
the
don't want
process
it.
of badly.
You're treating them with respect, which is due. You had a relationship with this person.
Of course. Just because the marriage isn't right doesn't mean the people aren't good.
Right.
There was something that attracted you in the first place. There's something that worked this long. The other person probably has good relationships with their friends, their coworkers. There's something good there.
Okay.
That's our job after the divorce, is to connect to that person.
So as you get into negotiating the divorce, what should your expectations be? Is your lawyer always going to steer you towards a reasonable outcome? And how does that play into that dynamic?
So a lawyer's responsibilities are both to keep your expectations reasonable and to overreach.
Okay.
Overreach. Win you a better settlement.
If we ask for B, we're not getting A.
Right.
If
Right?
you don't ask for B, you're getting A minus.
Right. So we have to ask for the most.
Okay.
You have to ask for the moon and tell your client, oh, you're never going to get that. But if you don't ask, right, I want you to get the most reasonable outcome you can get, the most fair outcome
Do you
can
teach
get.
them what's worth fighting over?
I tried to.
What is worth fighting over?
It's your own priorities. To some people, the marital residence is worth fighting over, and the rest of it can go. To others, the college fund is the thing that matters more than anything else, including a marital residence. You have to decide what your own priorities are and be willing to shift them to match what's available and what's realistic.
Okay. I think what you said is that you have to remember that just because you're getting divorced does not mean you have to be at odds with one another, and it does not mean that you cannot like that ex-spouse.
Right.
You advocate going on vacation with your ex or
have
your
for so many
soon-to-be
reasons.
ex-spouse. She has a blog on this.
This is how we found you. I couldn't believe I was so horrified at the suggestion.
No, it's the perfect thing because, first of all, of the tension that you had in your marriage, it doesn't usually go on vacation with you. That's when you got along the best with your spouse while you were married to begin with, was while you were on vacation. Second, it shows normalcy. It teaches your children that whatever they're going to go through in life, they can still have the best outcome. They can still see the best in it. And it teaches them to grow up knowing to look for the bigger picture. And third, to my girlfriends, Don't go away with some stranger you just met online. This is the person you know you can be safe with. You know how to vacation together. You know what each other's strengths and
really
weaknesses
true.
are. So I do
You also
advocate
said
it.
something about, if you've taken a personal item, a sentimental item, or taken something during the divorce that you know is a source of conflict, give it back. Even after the divorce, amend your divorce agreement if there are things that you look back on and say, boy, I really shouldn't have done that.
It doesn't even have to be a physical thing. There are plenty of places where you could have compromised and chose not to that are always available to give back. Time with the children, dinner with your family, Thanksgiving meals, right? There's always places where you can extend an olive branch even after seeming damage has been done. In these kinds of relationships, no bridge is ever permanently burned because you have lives together for the rest of your life. So there's always an opportunity to find what happened during the divorce, find how to make it better now, and maintain what you need to.
I would imagine that minimizes post-divorce conflict and post-divorce going back to court.
More money, right? There we are again. The more times you have to go back to court after a divorce.
And the parenting plan changes all the time. It's a very fluid document.
As it should be. Children have different needs as they grow.
Yeah, this is great. What's great about you is you're very clear on the fact that there's the legal aspect to a divorce and there's the emotional aspect to a divorce. And helping people separate those two pots makes it a very productive process.
I think that if you only take your emotional cues from your attorney, as well-intentioned as your attorney may be, you'll be missing the bigger picture.
Wow, from an attorney. I love it.
Right? I know the law, but I can't always help people get to their emotionally stable place. I can only try and facilitate it.
Okay, so take away, go on a vacation with your ex. No, okay. This is good. Thank you so much for being with us. So for more information on keeping things nice with your ex and other topics, check us out on thesingleprocess.com.